Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Thank you for joining me on J's for Justice. Hello, all my moderators. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. We're going to get started in just a second. So just give me about, 15 seconds. All right, let's get rolling here. I want to welcome everybody to the chat tonight. We are going to be talking about Fotis Doulos, the husband of Jennifer Dulos, a woman who went missing back in May. He has been charged now officially with her murder. So we're going to go over who was arrested, why they were arrested, and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to go through, there's some articles that I have. We're going to kind of just run through those, get the facts from them. I want to keep my screen pulled up so that you guys can see these pictures. But here's the picture of Fotis being arrested again, this time for the murder of his wife. And we're going to go over some of the evidence. And we are going to talk about the bond for all three suspects that were arrested in Jennifer Dulos's murder. So they've got a little bit of the pieces put together here. I did read the arrest affidavit, which was very lengthy. It had a lot of information in it. But here he is being escorted out of the Troop G State Police Station before being placed in a cruiser on Tuesday afternoon. So this is from Tuesday. He was expected to bond out on Wednesday, but the paperwork was not turned in time. So he wasn't able to bond out yesterday. He is on a $6 million bond. So he was able to post that. But the thing is, this man owes a lot of money. He has loans in the millions. I mean, one bank alone gave him a $4 million loan. So I think that this is money motivated. But I never knew you could just walk into a bank and get a $4 million loan. I mean, that's just one of his many debts. Okay, so let's start going through this. And this is from the Hartford Courant, which is right there in Connecticut where this is all going down. So they have charged Fotis Doulos with the murder of his estranged wife, Jennifer Farber Dulos. And this was after they discovered his DNA on the doorknob of her mudroom door in her New Canaan home, as well as a garbage bag police recovered from a trash can in Hartford. And that's where police said Dulos dumped evidence. So this arrest warrant was 35 pages. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go live with this. I didn't know that I was going to be reading 35 pages. I didn't look at it before I went live. So when you watch my live, I do have a video where I'm reading through this. I did skim at the end, but you can go and watch that video as well and hear everything that was in that arrest warrant. And there are several new pieces of evidence linking him to the crime. And that includes zip ties that were smeared with Jennifer's blood. And also a bicycle is a vintage French-made bicycle that Dulos had when he was a kid. And that was typically hanging up in his garage. And that was not in the garage, but they do have him on surveillance video riding that bike with a hoodie on. Yeah, Bella wants to say hi to everybody. Yeah, I mean, the grandmother, Janine, that is such a good point. She said, thank God the grandmother has armed protection in New York. This guy is a walking time bomb, and his girlfriend, she's in the hospital, I guess, right after she left court. Yes, we're going to get to that too. But very good point. The grandmother, who is Jennifer's mother, has had custody of those children since Jennifer went missing. And she has had an armed guard outside, keeping Fotis away from those kids. So there's been a lot of drama between her mother and Fotis, and he owes her mother money. She's filed a court suit. I mean, there's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Jamie, don't worry. We're going to go through it. We're going to go through it. So I'll kind of start, and you'll get the gist of, you know, what was going on here. Okay. So she went missing on May 24th. And he has been charged with felony murder, and kidnapping. And the kidnapping charge, they say, the state police said, is based on DNA evidence that shows that Jennifer was bound with zip ties and placed in a garbage bag inside the garage of her home. So this is the third time that Fotis has been arrested. We haven't gotten many details until this affidavit came out. So we don't have the body found yet. However, the state medical examiner did say in the affidavit that Jennifer suffered non-survivable injuries in her garage. So they think the murder happened in the garage. There was a lot of blood in the garage. And the medical examiner said, due to the amount of blood, that she would not have survived this attack. And here in this picture, you see him in the cop cruiser. He's being transported there. So they went to his house and got him that day. So his DNA was found on the inside knob of the mudroom door of her home. And he had been to the house 2 days before to visit with the kids. He never went inside, and witnesses, confirmed that he never went inside. So what happened was he came over to visit with his children, and his visits had to be supervised because they were going through a nasty divorce. It was bad. CPS was involved. They determined that Fotis was not fit to be around the children alone. Being a flight risk, $6 million bond, I'm just reading chat here. $6 million bond is a lot. Who would have thought he would post bond? Hey, Emmy. Hey, Romad. So this just gets crazier and crazier. So there was DNA taken from the garbage, from Albany Avenue trash bins in Hartford. And that's where Fotis was seen dumping numerous trash bags into different trash receptacles, like dumpsters. So some of the evidence that he threw away was a black garden glove, and it had Jennifer's DNA on the inside of the glove. A black husky glove with Jennifer's DNA on the outside of it. Zip ties with Jennifer's DNA, and at least one garbage bag with her DNA. And the garbage bag that had Jennifer's DNA on it also had Michelle Troconis' DNA on it. Now, Michelle Troconis is Dulos's girlfriend. So she was with him. He's going through the divorce. Jennifer did not want her children around any other women. I know that Fotis did not abide by that at one point. So they've been going back and forth in divorce court for a while. So let's move on to the girlfriend. Okay. And I will share a timeline of this whole case up until now in the description of the video. So you can go back and kind of look at dates and everything that happened as it went down in the timeline. But Michelle Troconis is Fotis's girlfriend. She was also arrested, but she was arrested on Tuesday with conspiracy to commit murder. And her bond was $2 million. So I think she kind of put the nails in the coffin for Fotis. She changed her story on multiple occasions to the police. She had at least 3 different stories. And she had a little notebook of their alibis. At the end of the interview, the last interview she gave to police, she did change her story. And she admitted that the contentious divorce and custody battle between Fotis and his wife had caused tension between the two of them. And Troconis told the police that Fotis had confided in her and said, "Sometimes I hope she disappears." So let's talk about the nanny. So police did have circumstantial evidence when they talked to Lauren Almeida, which is the nanny for their 5 children. So she got there at 11:30 a.m. on May the 24th, the nanny did. She found an unopened granola bar and Jennifer's coffee mug on the kitchen counter. So she started washing the mug and she went to get some paper towels and she only found 2 rolls. But the thing is, the nanny thought that was strange because she had just put a 12-pack of paper towels in the pantry the night before. So her quote to the police is, "I sat there and wondered what happened last night that they used 10 rolls of towels." 10. So then she went and picked up the kids about 1 o'clock. Hang on a second here. What's up, D-Wop? D-Woppas? Okay. So let's see here. She went to pick up the children from school just around 1 o'clock. She noticed then that the rear mudroom door was unlocked. She told the police it was routinely locked unless the children were outside playing. And the nanny also had texted Jennifer several times throughout the day, but she never got an answer. And by 4 p.m., she knew something was really wrong. She said, "Immediately my stomach sank and I had a feeling that something was wrong. In the almost 7 years that I've worked for Jennifer, I have never had a hard time reaching her and never had an issue with her phone being off." So the nanny and a friend of Jennifer contacted the police. When the police entered the garage area, they found blood on a Range Rover parked in the middle of the 3-bay garage. So the other 2 bays were empty and the Range Rover was in the middle. And that was Jennifer's Range Rover. And then the nanny also noticed that 2 pillows that the kids used for camp were missing. They were on a shelf in the garage and they were gone. So she said, these pillows are missing. They did find some bloody pillows in the trash. So let's move on to the zip ties and fudge. At the same time that police were entering Jennifer's garage, surveillance video cameras in Hartford were picking up a black truck that looked like Fotis's truck driving up and down Albany Avenue, dropping at least 2 garbage bags into trash cans along the way. And none of the videos clearly show it's Fotis, but the police say it was him, and that DNA evidence found in the trash bags confirmed that it was him. So the affidavit lists 22 items with blood on them. And the DNA on all those 22 items was either Jennifer's, Fotis's, or Michelle's. And then they found the DNA of all 3 in the opening of a garbage bag. They also found Fotis's fingerprints on a piece of black tape found inside one of the garbage bags. So you can see here is one of the trash bins that they dumped what I'm assuming to be Jennifer's remains or evidence or whatever was in those bags. They're retrieving them from these garbage cans. And if anybody is joining as a sponsor, I want to thank you ahead of time. I'm not looking at chat, so I know my mods are all over it, but I want to thank you, you and everybody who's already become a member. I want to thank you guys for that too. So they found 4 zip ties with Jennifer's DNA on them. And they believe that he used those to bind her. So it's reasonable to say, they said, that she was alive when she was bound by the ties, and they were used to prevent her escape. Investigators said that given the context of the situation, it appears the zip ties were used to secure and incapacitate Jennifer Dulos for some time period, during which her blood and DNA transferred onto the ties. They wrote in their timeline they believe she was bound before she was put inside her Chevrolet Suburban after she was attacked in the garage. So they didn't find the missing pillows from the garage. But 2 days after Jennifer disappeared, a homeless man named George picked up a garbage bag out of the trash near the intersection of Albany Avenue and Garden Street in Hartford. The homeless man told the reporter he's talking to that when he opened the bag, he found a pillow with blood on it and a knife underneath it. The homeless man took the knife, but he put the pillow back in the garbage bag. He said the knife had blood on it that he wiped off. He said he then sold the knife to a guy named Fudge for $10 of crack. Fudge said he later sold the knife for food, and it's never been found. How did Jennifer's parents become so wealthy? I want to say her dad was like an executive, wasn't he? Hashtag fudge. But yeah, I think her dad was like an executive at Kodak, or don't quote me on that, but something along those lines. Good old George. Yeah, if we could track down George, I would love to talk to him about that pillow and that knife. Absolutely. But if he really found the same pillow, did Fotis use that knife? So the last surveillance video shows Dulos dropping a FedEx package into a storm drain while Michelle Troconis sits in the passenger seat of the black truck. State police recovered the package and found a license plate that belonged to a car that Dulos used to own. So here's Michelle and the alibi script. That's what I was talking about. They had a little notebook where they wrote down their alibis. So earlier this year, for those who don't know, Michelle and Fotis were charged earlier this year with tampering with evidence and hindering prosecution. And that was based on the surveillance videos. But then Troconis began giving all these conflicting statements. even changing her answer mid-sentence. And if you see her in this picture here, she's looking pretty rough. This is definitely taking its toll on her. So the investigators found 2 pages of notes in Fotis's office, his home office. And the investigators named it the alibi script. The script gave each of them alibis for the morning of May 24th. So Michelle kept changing her story, sometimes mid-sentence, but yeah. So this is her picture when she was being arrested. All for this man. Okay, so now on to one of Dulos's personal lawyers, Kent Mawhinney. I call him Mawhinney. I don't know. It might be Mawhinney. I don't know. But I'm calling him Mawhinney. One of his lawyers was arrested and charged as well with conspiracy to commit murder. Now, Kent told police that he was in Fotis's office in his home that morning, and that when Fotis's cell phone, which was laying on a table, rang, he told her to pick it up. He told Michelle to pick it up. This is his story. She told investigators one of Dulos' friends from Greece was on the phone calling, but that she didn't talk to him. She played down her role in cleaning up the evidence of the crime. She told police that she saw Dulos cleaning a coffee spill from a red Toyota truck. But when Dulos handed her the towel, she said it didn't smell like coffee. So state police told Michelle, look, Dulos killed his wife, and we know you were involved in the cleanup. She said, that's like even worse. I hate him because of that. When a detective followed up by telling Michelle that Fotis had gotten her in trouble, she said, but I was cleaning the house. I wasn't cleaning Jennifer. So she denied knowing what was in those bags. She's saying that she was on the phone talking to a friend and she wasn't paying attention when they drove to a quote unquote creepy area. So she told the police that she asked Fotis, why are we here? It doesn't make sense. We've thrown garbage bags and other opportunities, but I've never been in that area. I don't know what that means. We've thrown garbage bags in other opportunities, but I've never been in that area. So now let's talk about the French bike that I mentioned earlier. So, all right. So one of Fotis's employees, his name is Powell Gamini. It looks like he's going to be a key witness because he was driving that Toyota truck and he saved the front seats. Even though Fotis told him to throw those front seats out, Jennifer's blood was on those front seats. So the fact that he saved those seats helped police narrow down what happened. And then Gamini, who worked for Fotis, also told them about this bicycle that was made in France. He had kept it all these years. Dulos had asked Gamini in the past to fix the bike, and he said it was either black or brown. It was always hanging in the garage. And then they showed Gamini pictures of the inside of the garage taken on June 3rd when there was a search for evidence, and the bicycle's not in the photos. So Troconis told police that she remembered seeing the bike on May 24th. And then in surveillance video taken on May 24th on Weed Street in New Canaan, state police said a man dressed in a hooded sweatshirt and dark clothing can be seen riding a bicycle similar to Dulos's bike towards Jennifer Dulos's home. And then they also found photographs taken in 2008 at a previous house where Jennifer and Fotis lived, which showed a dark-colored vintage bike consistent with a French-made Mercier bicycle in some of them. When they were rummaging through the trash on Albany Avenue, detectives found a logo belonging to a vintage Mercier brand bicycle. So they're putting all these pieces together, and this employee of Fotis's is going to have a lot of information. Just the fact that, Fotis used his vehicle, then he took it to the car wash. And not only did he take it to the car wash, he had it detailed. So this guy got his truck back and he was like, what the hell? Like, why did he have my truck detailed? And then he got new car seats. It was a Jeep, or no, it's a Toyota Tacoma truck or something. But he was like, what the hell? And Fotis said, throw those seats away. He told him, just throw them away. Well, this guy did it. Thank God. So they think, yes. All right, let me catch up on chat, and then we're going to go down and we're going to go over this axe that they found in the garage. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But I want to take a look at chat and answer some questions. Yes, they did say that she was murdered in the garage. There was a lot of blood in the garage. And that's where they suspect that she was killed. Oh boy, Susan. All right. So here is the caption for this picture. Look at his eyes. He has like the typical crazy, like, let me make that bigger. He has like the dead eyes. Like we saw in Watts too. We saw those like shark eyes almost, like they're black. But he's smirking. Here the media is taking his picture and he's got a smirk on his face. So for you newcomers who aren't familiar with this case, I'm going to go through and read these. I've got one more article here too, and then we can kind of open up and just have a discussion if you'd like. But I want to get everybody up to speed. And I know there's some people here that are new to the channel and they haven't watched any of this yet. They haven't heard of this case. So I want to get everybody up to speed and do it in a streamlined way. It does look like he's weirdly enjoying the attention. It's almost like this was a game. It was like a game. But yeah, he looks really disturbed there. So when state police went to Fotis's house to arrest him on Tuesday on these murder charges, they confiscated an axe from the garage and they sent it to the state forensic lab for DNA analysis. A friend had given Dulos the axe about a month before Jennifer went missing. He asked the friend if he could borrow the axe to supposedly cut firewood in the backyard. So it was unclear Wednesday if the axe was in the garage when state police searched there in June. Sources said the friend told detectives during a police interview that he loaned Dulos the axe. So Dulos, who was 52, was arrested at his Jefferson Crossing home Tuesday morning and charged with felony murder, and kidnapping. While he was being handcuffed, a detective found the axe in the garage and confiscated it. Dulos' attorney, Norm Pattis, was at the house when the state police arrived. I was there when they took the axe, he said. We had been hearing about it for weeks. But he also said he doubts it would have been in plain view for them to see if there was any evidentiary value to it. But he says they can have at it. A Superior Court judge on Wednesday refused to lower Dulos' $6 million bond. And then that was when they also filed murder conspiracy charges against Michelle Troconis and the friend, attorney Kent Mawhinney. Mawhinney. I hate that name. Also in Stamford Superior Court on Wednesday, Michelle was ordered held on $1.5 million bond, and they kept Mawhinney's at $2 million. So the girlfriend was 1.5 mil, Mawhinney is 2 million, and Fotis himself is 6 million. So despite an exhaustive search, state police have been unable to locate the body of Jennifer. They have searched trash plants and all of the properties that they owned, including Dulos' property on Mountain Spring Road in Avon, where a red Toyota truck was seen on video pulling in the driveway May 24th. That was the day that Jennifer disappeared. The chief state medical examiner has said he believes she suffered non-survivable injuries. And they also had, coupled that with the fact that none of her bank accounts have been used. And also they could not find her cell phone. So the state police have a video trail showing the Toyota truck traveling to New Canaan and Farmington on May the 24th. So police are saying that Fotis used the truck to travel to New Canaan to murder Jennifer and then return to Farmington. So that is interesting. So this axe, I like to speculate. I know that this isn't about speculating whether Fotis did it or not, but how did he do it? Thank you so much, Yolanda. Thank you, Yolanda. Everybody show some mad love to Yolanda. Thank you for your support, girl. We're getting to the girlfriend. All right, you guys. So here is another article. I have a video I'm going to play real quick. This is Fotis's friend, the attorney, Mawhinney. He looks like a freaking weenie. He's being, this is when he appeared in court. And his defense attorney asked for his bond to be dropped to $500,000. And the judge said, nope, you're going to stay right at $2 million, buddy. So this guy, Mawhinney, has been an attorney himself for 30 years. But now he's facing charges of conspiracy to murder in Jennifer's death. So let's watch this video and see what this tells us. Well, we have an ad. So Mawhinney was the last one to be actually arrested that day. He was the last of the third. Of the three, I mean. All right, let's get some sound and let's watch this. You guys can't even see this. Are you kidding me? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, y'all. Hold on. Okay. You just see me. I'm sorry. Hold on a sec. Everyone say hi to Oni, by the way. You know he's watching. Okay. Let's start this over.
A few years.
I'm sitting here watching it for a whole minute.
News 8's
I can't.
Third bond either.
The former attorney for Fotis Doulos is charged with conspiracy to commit murder. News 8's Mackenzie Maynard is live to show us his day in court. Mackenzie.
Ann and Darren, Kent Mawhinney appeared in court this morning. His defense attorney asked for his bond to be dropped to $500,000. The judge kept it at $2 million. Mawhinney has been an attorney himself for 30 years now. He's facing charges of conspiracy to murder. Out of the three suspects, Mawhinney was the last to be taken into custody yesterday late afternoon, hours after Dulos and Troconis had already been booked. As explained by prosecutors in the courtroom today, he was taken into custody near the Massachusetts border. Police first went to Mawhinney's lawyer's office, but when they got there, he'd already left, so they had to track his phone.
So this is not a situation where he cooperated knowing this warrant was there, since it was all over the news before we got there. So I believe the $2 million is set by the court with $1,000 bond.
Mawhinney did not post bond. He will be back in court on February 20th. And since he's one of the suspects who we know the least about, my coworker and News 8 reporter Kent Pierce breaks down a little more background on Mawhinney and the evidence that's been released so far.
Kent Mawhinney is a lawyer who has found himself on the wrong side of the law before. In February, he was arrested for spousal rape. He and his wife were going through a contentious divorce. He was also the lawyer for Fotis Doulos when his in-laws first sued him in a dispute over money. About a dozen years ago, Mawhinney also founded the Windsor Rod and Gun Club on about 25 acres of land in East Granby. He left the club after a few years, but just a week before Jennifer Dulos disappeared, current members Jay Lawler and Lee McKay were hunting there and found a 6-foot-long hole covered by 2 barbecue grill grates. The police report reads, Lawler described the hole as 100% a human grave. Inside the hole, Lawler found a blue tarp and 2 unopened bags of lime. McKay had remarked, "What's the lime for?" Lawler had answered, "For trying to get rid of a body." Police later found Mawhinney had asked a member about getting back on the property back in March or April. On March 29th, records show Mawhinney's phone near the club. On May 18th, those members first found the grave, but 4 days later, they went back and found it half full of water and the bags of lime were gone. May 24th is when Jennifer Dulos disappeared. On May 31st, Mawhinney's phone is tracked near the club again, and in early June, the grave is found filled in. Police dug the hole up and found nothing, and later police dogs found nothing. So was that hole dug as a future grave for Jennifer Dulos? On the day she disappeared, Kent Mawhinney was at Fotis's house, and at first, Michelle Troconis told police Fotis and Mawhinney had a meeting at the house that morning. She has since admitted Fotis was not there. Phone records show Fotis called Mawhinney that evening while he was allegedly dumping bloody evidence in trash cans in Hartford. When police asked Mawhinney about that call, he said he fell down the stairs the next day, got a concussion, and broke his phone. I'm Kent Pierce.
Stay with News 8. We'll have continuing coverage of the Dulos case. You can read the arrest warrants right now on WTNH.com and on the News 8 app. For some of us, the holidays.
All right. So I saw a question. Shell, I think, asked, what does the lime do? So lime is supposed to stop the decaying of the body. And so it's highly effective in preventing decay and protecting the body rather than destroying it. So isn't it funny? They were both going through horrible divorces. So lime, yeah, lime was in this grave. God, sick. All right, so let's read through here. So it's Mawhinney. I'll say it right. Kent Mawhinney appeared in court on charges connected to the murder of Jennifer Dulos. We heard that his bond was kept at $2 million. This article here has the affidavit, which I've read through in another video. But in just earlier this year, this dude was arrested for raping his spouse. And then he represented Dulos when his in-laws were suing him over money. So this grave was found. It was a 6-foot-long hole. And it was covered by barbecue grill grates. Inside the hole, this man found a blue tarp, 2 unopened bags of lime. The guy that was with him said, "What's the lime for?" And this Lawler guy said, "For trying to get rid of a body." So on May 18th, these 2 guys found the grave. They went back and found it half full of water, and the bags of lime were gone. Jennifer disappeared 6 days after they found the grave. So they have cell phone evidence that put Mawhinney right there near the gun club. So the police did dig up the hole. They had police dogs out there. They found nothing. So the question is, was that hole dug for Jennifer? I mean, how is this guy involved? Hopefully he talks. Oh, it breaks down the body? Huh. I Googled it and it said, in general, they discovered that the lime was highly effective in preventing decay and protecting the body rather than destroying it. Quicklime. So they're saying that quicklime caused a body to quickly decay and change in composition, similar to a cremation, due to the chemical effects of quicklime. So y'all are thinking, limes, like the fruit. But I don't think it's like the green limes, like you put in a freaking Corona. So it's quicklime. It's actually a chemical. So what they were trying to do was get her body to be like a cremated body. They wanted to fast forward the decomposition phase. So I'm sure that this lawyer is going to have, someone's going to talk. I mean, Michelle has already given like 3 different versions of what went on May 24th. She's already given so many conflicted stories. And then she finally told what we believe to be close to the truth, or maybe the truth. So this stuff comes in a liquid form, is what people are saying. I'm not really sure. I don't know anything about quicklime, but I can Google it real quick, because I'm curious myself. I'm seeing a powder. It's calcium oxide. It's commonly known as quicklime or burnt lime. And it's white. It's like a white powder. Okay. Well, let's move on from that. So Mawhinney was at Fotis's house the day that Jennifer disappeared. At first, Michelle told police that Fotis and Mawhinney had a meeting at the house. But then she said Fotis wasn't there, and then phone records showed Fotis calling Mawhinney the evening that Jennifer disappeared while he was dumping these trash bags. And when police asked Mawhinney about that call, he claimed he fell down the stairs the next day, got a concussion, lost his memory of the previous day, and broke his phone. That's quite a freaking story. So he just fell down and his phone broke and everything gone. They use it in hunting blinds, Grammar Police says. Kathy Sutter says we use it on our lawn at the lake in spring to stop acid from all the giant pine trees in northern Wisconsin. Okay, so this has like a gardening use. And I gotta wonder if he was going through this bad divorce, like what was he planning on doing? I hope, oh my gosh, you know what I'm wondering is what's on their computers? Like text messages, computers, they're going to have all of this stuff. And I just hope it pieces all of their happenings together and proves their lies. Yes, he makes me sick too. And I'm wondering, like, did they make him back that up? Like, did he back that up with like a doctor's visit? Did he, I mean, you fall and you lose you break your phone. You can't remember shit. How convenient. Now this guy's a lawyer. So, I mean, what a skis, you know? So let me see what else I have here. So Fotis made bond today. So let's talk a little bit about that. It was set at $6 million. So what did he end up paying? Do we know? And I do have video of him being released. Yeah, there was a paperwork issue yesterday, but he was given his phone back. They seized his phone days earlier, but he got it back. He is being placed under house arrest with GPS monitoring. And neither him or his attorney gave any comments when they left court. There is a protective order banning him from contact with the 5 children. And like I said before, they've been living with their maternal grandmother, Jennifer's mom, in Manhattan since she went missing. So let's watch Fotis being released. Let me share that with you guys. I have not seen this video yet, but is he smug? He is smug. This guy makes me sick. Makes me sick. So 10% of that, if it was a 10% bond, it was $600K, True Helper says. So he coughed up $600,000. Now, the only one who didn't bond out was the attorney. Michelle bonded out and went straight to the hospital, saying she was ill. So I believe she's been released from the hospital and she went home or wherever she went. She was no longer living with Fotis at the time. So she had to pay $100,000 to get out. The lawyer would have had to cough up $420,000, which he didn't. And Fotis posted $600,000. He's very smug. Interesting, Jennifer Lynn, says Shell. Well, thank you, Miss Shell. All right, let's watch this piece of crap. I mean that in the nicest way possible.
She disappeared more than 3 months ago. Now a new twist in the case of Jennifer Dulos, the missing mother from Connecticut.
Her estranged husband has been arrested again, and the one person who gave him an alibi appears to be recanted.
News 4's Michael George live in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where Fotis Doulos was released on bond. You saw just a few hours ago, Michael.
Yeah, that's right, Natalie. Fotis walked out of those doors and briefly spoke with reporters. He continues to maintain his innocence. But new tonight, we're learning some significant new details about this case, including that Fotis's own girlfriend indicated to police that he may have hidden his wife's body. Fotis Doulos arrested again, accused of a second count of evidence tampering in the disappearance of his estranged wife, Jennifer. After posting $500,000 bond, the only thing he would say to our cameras was this.
It's an exhausting fight. I love my children. That's about it.
Jennifer Dulos vanished 3 months ago after dropping her kids off at school. She and her husband were in the middle of a contentious divorce. A newly released arrest warrant says Fotis Doulos borrowed his handyman's red Tacoma before Jennifer vanished. And surveillance cameras show that same truck just miles from Jennifer's home the morning she disappeared. The warrant also says Fotis had the truck washed and demanded the handyman replace the seats. When detectives asked Dulos' girlfriend, Michelle Troconis, why he had the truck washed, she said, quote, "Well, obviously, all the evidence says because you showed me the picture of the blood in the door. It's because the body of Jennifer at some point was in there." Troconis is also charged with evidence tampering. She's now recanting her alibi that she was with Fotis on the morning Jennifer vanished. Fotis' attorney maintains his client is innocent and knows nothing about Jennifer's disappearance.
We've pled not guilty to the pending charges. We intend to plead not guilty to these charges, and we look forward to a full day in court.
Prosecutors also allege surveillance video shows two people matching Dulos and Troconis' appearance dumping bags of Jennifer's blood-stained clothes in Hartford. The warrant says Troconis now admits it is her and Fotis Doulos in that video, but she claims she didn't know what Fotis was doing. I asked Dulos' attorney about that video.
Was it Mr. Doulos on that videotape? You'll have to ask the state police that.
Now, Dulos' attorney tonight released a statement to News 4. He calls the girlfriend a, quote, lying lover and handyman with something to hide. He says that the defense should be allowed to question both of those prosecution witnesses. Dulos is expected to appear in court next week on an evidence tampering charge. We're live in Bridgeport. Michael George, News 4 New York.
Yeah, he is smug. I don't have a mouse pad, Jane Doe. I'm using a magazine. It should be working better. Or can you still hear it? Yes, I want to smack that look off his face as well. He is, oh my God, awful. Everyone's a liar but him. Who knows people like that in your life? I mean, these stories, the lawyer, Fotis, all he says is, I love my children. He's never asked about the investigation into Jennifer's disappearance. Here, let me turn on my camera. Hang on. Hey guys. So never mind me, but he never showed any interest in, where is Jennifer? Where's the mother of my kids? If someone that wants bail, they can sign documents. Oh, signing, yeah, collateral. I just feel like they really didn't expect him to post that bond. Well, welcome, Rachel from Victoria, Australia. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, there's no way that this woman would have left those 5 children. Thank you, Mama Mia. All right, I want to show you guys a picture of Jennifer and her 5 kids. It breaks my heart. But here, you guys see that? So there's 3 boys and 2 girls. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Sassy pants, I'm on a 55-inch. I don't like that. But grammar police, see, this is where I wanted to have this discussion. Hold on, let me zoom in on this. So I don't know when this picture was taken. It doesn't say. I don't know how old the kids are now. I think this is an older photo, though. But I believe there's a set of twins, and then the other boy, and then the 2 girls. Yes. They're all his kids. Yeah, somebody send me a damn mouse pad. Oh, Shelly, don't worry. You can replay. You can replay. The children are gorgeous. So I'm curious. Let's go back to grammar police. I want to know why you think he's being set up. Because I've never thought that. Hi, Auntie Cheryl. Maverick, when are you going to do a live on the email about Oni? I'm dying for it. What email, Maverick? Twilight Zone. Okay, send me an email. Twilight Zone said they're going to get me a mouse pad. Okay, let me give you a link, Grammar, and let's talk. Let's talk about this. Because I'm curious why you feel that way. Oh my God, Shell just ordered me one. Thanks, Shell. I can't wait to see what's on that. There's a link. You've emailed me a few times, Lisa? Shell N. All right, yeah, go ahead and call in. Grammar. Grandma. Twilight Zone, you called in on DWABs? Okay, so while we're waiting for oh my God, customize your pick. While we're waiting for Grammar Police to call in, I'm going to put the link in chat again. This is for Grammar Police to call in. If you guys could take a second and like this video. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. But what I want you guys to know is that YouTube is now more than ever looking at engagement. Is looking at engagement. And thumbs up, thumbs down, they're both engagement. Okay. So if you could take a quick second and just click the thumbs up if you like this video. If you hate this video, click the thumbs down. Doesn't really matter which one you click. But keep that in mind, you guys, when you go into the channels that, you're supporting, that it really does help them to have that engagement. All right, I'm going to add Grammar. Hello,
Hey.
Grammar Police.
Hi. Sorry, I'm in the dark, but I got my 2 dogs on the bed. And
Oh, you're
everybody
fine.
else is
Fine.
sleeping. Hi, guys.
so interested to hear
Well, okay, so I'm in the
what you're
minority,
thinking.
obviously.
You really are. You really
I
are.
know. I know. And you know what? And sometimes I like to play devil's advocate.
I do
But
too. I do too. I hear you.
something about this has always struck me as odd, that there was that meeting, that dinner time that they had just before her disappearance, which would have been a prime opportunity to capture DNA and to transfer DNA. He was there. Everybody said he was there. Mysteriously, she takes the kids to school and she disappears. And everything is kind of falling into place. Of course, it's always going to be the husband. Of course, it's always going to be the husband.
Well, yes. I mean, typically it is, right? Typically it is.
Everybody's going to look there, even though they're estranged and, whatever. I'm really concerned with the nanny and her husband. She was very quick to ascertain that those paper towels that she knows were there were gone. Who knows that? I mean, I guess I do, because I'm like, I like little details. So she might be just like me. I would find
Well, I
details.
think so let's put ourselves in her shoes though for a
Right.
second, right? She's
Right.
the nanny. She's taking care of everything. She's cleaning. She probably does some shopping or whatnot. She
Sure.
said she put a brand new 12 pack in the pantry
The day before.
And then she goes there and she says, oh, I need some paper towels. And there's only 2 rolls left.
Correct.
And, being a mom who buys a lot of paper towels, because my kids would use the shit out of them,
Absolutely.
And
5 kids, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
So you would wonder, where did all those rolls go? I mean,
Sure,
12
sure.
rolls,
They
12 rolls.
live in a mansion.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably paper towel in one room, if not multiple rooms, that are probably being utilized. Because her kids are like my kids, which are teenagers. They will use the shit out of one paper roll. They'll just pull like 14 pieces
for
off
sure.
to clean one little piece of water. And I'm like, really? What the hell are you doing?
Right.
This doesn't grow on trees. Well,
Yeah, they
it
have
does,
no
but
conscious. They're not conscious of
No,
how much that
right.
stuff costs.
I found it very interesting.
I understand what you're saying, because in my house before I moved, now I'm in an apartment, which is small, but my house was a 4-bedroom house. And I
Yeah.
had paper towel all over. I had paper towels, a roll in each bathroom.
Yep. In my car.
I had one in the laundry room. I had one in the garage. I mean,
Yep.
I had paper towel everywhere.
And they have a house that's like 3 of a normal person's
Yes,
house, or
their
5
house
of a
is
normal person's.
ginormous.
So I'm just, okay, so what the police really, I'm not telling them, listen, I'm just the grammar police. I ain't nobody else's police. But
No, I'm curious to hear I love hearing different,
yeah.
scenarios and different opinions. No.
And thank you, Jen, for having me on. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm glad you called in.
But I really think that they need to look at the invoices. Where did she buy those? Where did she normally buy those paper towels? The nanny said she bought them the day before. That is in a statement in the it's in the affidavit that she had purchased a 12 pack the day before. So this would be the 23rd, I presume. So maybe take it back to there. Is the nanny being truthful? Is she stating a fact, or is she stating something in a recall that she can't recall precisely?
Right.
Everybody wants to find the killer in an affluent area. If it's somebody that lives next door to another affluent person, that looks bad in their tax bracket and in their zip code. So you want to get them out. This has been dragging, and they really need to curtail this like ASAP, because property values are going to suffer. His properties, for sure. He's a big time builder with the rich and famous. So he's not moving any properties, and anybody that's had their house built by his properties are probably moving it, because it just leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth. So I'm sure they want to stop this hemorrhage that's happening in their town, and let's just hurry up, rush it through. Farbers are pretty certain that he's a bad guy, because even though he married their daughter and had 5 children, he's bad. He's a bad apple. He's bad, bad, bad. I just would like to know more about the nanny, her husband or significant other. I'm not sure if she's married. I'd like to know more about the coworker, that Polish guy, that Powell, whatever,
The one that had the truck.
that had to go and get that all cleaned. I'd like to know more about his recall. Can we get factual data, not just, oh yeah, by the way, was this 3 weeks before her? Like I know that they probably have it all pinpointed in time, but I would love to know what Pattis has that he's really kind of cavalier about being certain that Fotis is an innocent man. And I know that's his job and he's a damn good attorney, but there's something, he's not going to throw his name on the line in the prime of his time. And he's also a Greek, and ruin his name and his Greek, what comes with the Greekness, that's kind of a cultural thing for this guy. If he didn't know something that nobody else knows. And I'm just curious, that I know that they've done things without having a body, and I know that they have put people away for not having a body and just being completely circumstantial. And that may very well be the case here, but they're going to have a hard time because I think they need a lot more dots to connect.
Well, I think one thing we have to keep in mind is that on the arrest warrant, they're not going to list everything they have because they don't have to, right?
Yeah, right.
So they're just giving us bits and pieces of what they put together in order to arrest him and charge him with these crimes.
Yes, ma'am. You got it.
So I would think that they have talked to this nanny extensively about the relationship, about things that have happened in the past between the two of them. Now this lawyer that is in jail.
Oh, Mawhinney. Yeah, he looks like a drunk, doesn't he? He looks like he just fell off the wagon.
He does.
And he's like having a mental break. I mean, what if he did it all? And what if Fotis is just helping him to get out of, who knows? But I think it's so obvious to pin it on Fotis that it just makes sense to do that. So go for it, because this.
But but how can you say he's being set up when he was seen dumping those bags?
I think he did dump those bags. I don't think there's any denying that he dumped those bags, but I want to know. I'm curious is if somebody told him to dump the bags. Did you hear the part where where Fotis was being like their counselor for him and his Mawhinney's ex-wife, like trying to get them to get intimate at his house? Like he'd leave them the mansion so they can have a room to their own. Did you hear about that? Okay. Well, Mawhinney, I guess, took it upon himself, even through he had a TPO for his ex-wife, that he couldn't come around her or talk to her. And so he kind of took Fotis and used him as a messenger to talk to his ex-wife to try to renegotiate maybe some terms in a divorce, or maybe even renegotiate the marriage. And Fotis was trying to be like therapist, marital therapist, counselor, and offered his mansion to the couple, Mawhinney and his wife, to have some intimacy alone. He's going to be gone with his paramour, gone out of town, and he could use the place. Well, what if he thought that this was her stuff and she just was bleeding, and she just had she tried to commit suicide, not Jennifer, but his ex-wife? What if he's like, can you just get rid of this? I don't want the kids to see this. I don't want my kids to come home. Just get rid of this. This is all her stuff. And what if this Mawhinney, who looks like a scumball, has something to do with this more than Fotis does, more than maybe Michelle does, and there's something that he might be, who knows? I don't know what the motive would be for that. That's what is bothering me, is why would he insert himself like that? But maybe he was trying to hit on Jennifer. maybe he wanted Jennifer and maybe he killed her and he needed to get rid of the evidence. And Fotis is going to take the fall because he's an attorney. He knows that Fotis is going to be.
But what
set
would
up
be
for
the
this.
motive of someone else to
The only motive I
kill
can
her?
see is if Mawhinney was one of those creepers that just wanted to get in Jennifer's pants, and maybe it went sour, and I don't know. That guy does not. I mean, Fotis looks pretty sketchy too. Let me just touch
Oh
on that.
yeah.
But look at Mawhinney. Does he look like he's all together there?
No.
I mean,
Not at all.
He looks like he could have been the freaking.
He's very shady, and they were
and he's
friends.
savvy. He's an attorney.
Mhm.
He's savvy. He knows how. Listen, you got to be kind of part criminal to be an attorney. You need to know how they think. So I don't know. Something is weird with this, and I think that Fotis may be the fall guy for it. It's just something that
I don't think so. I don't think so, but hey,
wouldn't that be a twist?
You never know. You don't know. That's
don't
why
know.
I'm totally open to anybody's opinions,
I know.
and we can talk it through and wait until more comes out and see what happens.
I guess
But
I
yeah,
just have
when
a hard time believing. I'm sorry to cut you.
No, you're fine.
I feel like I'd have a hard time believing that this guy would kill the mother of his 5 young children and not give them the chance to have a mom. And I don't know.
I totally disagree. I think he wanted her 100% out of the picture. She was keeping him from his kids. Her mother's keeping him from those kids.
There's definitely motive on that side because there's finances to
money,
money.
Money.
Obviously, that's an obvious reason. But if you wanted to throw it in a different direction, that's the first person they're going to look at, and he knew that. So when you take your theory in consideration, okay, and you hear that he had this vintage bicycle, which was not in the pictures, right? In June. And somebody was seen driving or riding a bicycle that looked like the bicycle he had, this vintage bike, right? Right.
Who was riding that bike?
I don't know. Did they have pictures of that?
They do. They do have video of it, but he's wearing a hoodie.
He's wearing a hoodie.
He has the hood on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if they did it in the garage, they think she was killed in the garage.
Okay.
Because of all the blood in the garage.
Right. And then I heard something about some kind of zip ties.
Yeah, they think she was bound before she was killed.
God.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was ugly. It was ugly. So I don't know, like when I heard there was a knife found with those pillows by this homeless guy.
Yeah.
Fudge
and
took
then
it for
the
crack.
nanny said, there was 2 pillows, camping pillows. How the freak do you know that? I mean, girl, what are you up in there?
Well, okay. So think of it this way, though. We're moms, right? We're moms. I have 3 kids.
You have your camping pillow.
But you know what? If she's pretty much running that household, she would know where everything is. Because think about it, if the kids were going to camp, she was probably the one taking them.
Yeah. Okay.
So hey, the kids need their pillows for the camp. Here's where they're stored.
I just think it's very tidy. I don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is weird, and that's my devil's advocate.
And and then so I have another thought. Okay, so this guy he gets $600,000 to get out of jail, right?
Right. Oh, he had to only do 7% of that.
Oh,
7%.
6
million. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
He had like 140,000, and then he put up a bondsman put up the rest. So he's probably doing real estate as collateral.
But don't you think he could have offered like that kind of money to someone to do it for him?
Sure.
Rather than him drive around. I mean, this guy's either really, really stupid
or really smart.
Yeah.
Or completely being set up. There's 3 possibilities. He did it, which is 90% where I'm at. Then the 10% is there's no way he'd be that stupid and risk everything he's done to do that. But
If it
Then
wasn't premeditated, though, that
it
would
had-
explain his, his callousness and his,
well, it would
sloppiness.
it would have to have been premeditated to throw a bike in there, to know when you're going to plan it, to have somebody drive it. It would have had to have been. Would he have planned it? Did somebody else plan it for him? And this is how it's going to go down. Just be here and be there. And he was just the payor, or they've looked at him forensically in his finances, and they have not seen any money. But then there's that Greek connection. Somebody might be paying somebody from the Greek connection.
Well, right. Like maybe the friend that called from Greece.
Yeah.
That day,
that, or shoot, what if Michelle wanted her out of the picture? And what if it's Michelle's setup, and that's why she's all of a sudden sick to death because she's about to be found out? Who knows? I mean, this is a really sketchy, this whole thing, money has moved mountains for these people for many, many years. And now those mountains are falling down on them. And that's what happens when you let money corrupt you. If that's the case, he deserves to die in prison. And if he is innocent and somebody is setting him up because, let's just say, the Gone Girl theory, Jennifer's waiting on an island somewhere to get her kids and she'll never have to deal with, Fotis and Michelle Troconis ever again, then she won. She won.
I don't know. I think that's far-fetched, but I respect your opinion. I do. But I think
you guys go in all the directions and then kind of slowly, so you're not shocked in the end. I try to go in every direction so that
I know what you mean. You look at every scenario like, could it be this? Could it be that?
Could he have paid somebody off? Sure. Could he have done it? Absolutely. Could he be set up? Why not? That's a plausible possibility as well to me. And that's kind of where I play devil's advocate. No, you guys don't have to kill me. I don't think that necessarily that's the case, but if I was going to offer anything into conversation, I would always offer the devil's advocate way. So,
and I you know what? And I like people like you that think that way,
well,
because so many people are just like knee jerk reaction. I like that. No, I like that.
And it's sad because if it sounds like that there was some sort of hostility in the relationship, and maybe we don't know all the stuff, and maybe he was violent towards her physically, not only mentally and emotionally, but if there was any notice that the family knows that he was abusing her, then I feel terrible even discussing it, but then he's got to be culpable for something to make her want him out of his life. And obviously the paramour was a big thing for her.
I remember reading back when she went missing, I read a lot of their they released some of their divorce.
Yeah, and it sounded pretty ugly, but it was a bantering back and forth. There was kind of a, they both had some narcissistic tendencies. She thought that the money would make her win, and he thought that his finaglings would make him win, and
yeah, whatever. I'm sure that they battled out like
but 2 years
control. You know what I'm saying?
It's a long time, and I would lose my shit if I wasn't divorced from my husband in 2 years. I'd be like, get me
right, but those two both kept it going.
Yeah.
It was a battle of the minds, like who's going to win. And money was no object. So she was just, it's crazy. I mean, they're from a totally different world. I don't understand their world,
I can't even think like them, but I definitely can think if we're thinking that Fotis's love of money, if we're going to assume that he would murder the mother of his children for the financial the financial push for himself, why would he go through all this to lose money and never have a name in that town again? Why would he do all this to never be able to save his face in the United States? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I don't think he thought he would get caught, just like every other criminal, right?
Yeah. And I just need more dots to be connected before I can say, well, yeah, I definitely know that he was running.
Yeah, before you can definitively say, yeah, I think he's guilty.
Yeah, I mean,
I respect that.
He was dumping bags. They said it. You see it. Michelle Troconis said that was me and that was him. And now she's kind of backpedaling and saying, I wasn't with him that morning. I was with him. I don't know. I just, everybody is quick to throw it out there. But what if this is a setup somehow, some way, on behalf of Mawhinney, and he did it?
I
And
just
he
think it's
tried-
more, in my opinion, I think it's more probable that Fotis did it.
Yeah. It's probable.
It's just,
right.
yeah. I mean, that's just
More
that just
probable.
makes the most sense. But I do appreciate your other scenarios. I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely
Well,
stuff to think about.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me, Jen. I
Hey,
really
thanks for
appreciate
calling in.
that.
It was, you know what? You have a really good voice. Like everybody in
thanks.
chat,
Oh.
they're like, she's got a radio voice.
Oh gosh, no. Thank you so much. I'm
Hey, where are you from? What state?
Michigan.
Oh, you're from Michigan.
Yeah, I'm from Macomb, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Not
I
too far
remember
from
now.
where your neck of the woods was.
Yep. We were neighbors.
Yep, neighbors.
How is it up there? Is it
And we're
snowing?
gonna get a shit ton of rain. It should have been snow. We would have been 5 feet in snow.
You would have
but
been buried.
It's supposed to be 5 inches of rain. So between now and
Yikes.
Saturday night, yeah, everybody's on flood watch, aerial floods, all the local waters, the floods, Lake St. Clair.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's flooding. And then north, it's going to be horrible snow. So
I would love to see you guys get dumped with like 2 feet of snow.
I
would
think
just
we're
sit
due.
back here and I'd be like,
Yeah. Oh,
I definitely, it's funny because it doesn't even seem like it's winter down here.
no,
Like,
it hasn't been winter up here either, Jen.
has it
It's
been warm?
It's been very unseasonably warm. Just weird. No white Christmas. We had a couple flurries. It was nothing. I thought it was going to come down, and then it came out, and then it went away. Like a snow globe. Somebody shook us in Michigan, and then it went away. But then, yeah, so it's already what are we going into mid-January, and we don't have a stink of snow on the ground. And
No
we can get
snow
through
for
February.
Christmas either, huh? It was
No, we had nothing.
It was
We had
warm.
snow for Thanksgiving. We got hit with 12 inches, but no snow for Christmas, none for New Year. Hopefully we can get through February.
Well,
and
yeah,
then
maybe you're going to have a mild winter.
Shit, I'll take it. But after
I'll
last
pray
year-
for you.
Yeah.
Because I know how that is.
Remember last year? Were you here for last year?
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, that bitter cold. Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I
Our
don't
governor
like
sent a governor sends us alert messages to drop our thermostats to 65.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the governor was sending everybody.
I don't remember
messages.
that.
It was February when we were in that deep freeze, -30, -40.
Oh, God.
It was
I think I put that out of my head.
Yeah.
I don't
okay,
think
well,
I even want to remember that.
it's a
That
traumatic
bitter ass
experience.
cold, I can't take it. I
Nope,
can't take it.
I'll be joining you there or in Arizona in the next 5 years. I guarantee it.
Good for you. Get the heck out of there.
Amen. All right, sister.
All
will
right.
Talk to you later. Thank you.
What
so
is
much
your
for
first
having me.
name, Grammar?
I'm Lisa.
Lisa.
Yep.
Thanks for calling in.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
All right. See
Bye,
ya.
guys.
My fellow Michigander, Lisa. Thanks for calling in, Grammar Police. I know I was reading the chat while she was talking about her theories, and no one's buying it. No one's buying that. But I love the respect. Thank you for showing her respect for having that opinion. And I put the link in chat if anybody else wants to call in. Before I sign off here, we can hang out and chat about this a little bit. If there's anything that maybe you thought I missed, or something you had read, or something you wanted to just chime in about, there's the link. We'll give a few minutes, see if anybody wants to call in. Twilight, everyone's saying Twilight, call in. CS, you sent me an email. Let me check that out. I know. I love my Michigander people. I do. All right. What did you send me an email about? Oh, okay. Here's another article. Let's show this. Hold on. I know, Beth Wade. Beth Wade says, Jay moves to Florida and Michigan gets warm. Who would have thought that January in Michigan would be freaking warm? Was she ill? Media mentioned medical bills. I don't know. All right, let's share screen. Oh, shoot. Thank you for sending this, CS. I love it. I love it. Twilight, hit the link Jay put up. Here, I'll put it in again. I'm in Connecticut and have seen this event weekly for 6 months, just saying. What do you mean? What event? What you talking about, Willis? All right, this says, let me share the screen. All right, here we go. Warrant. Man under order to avoid contact with a strange wife arrested after Fotis Doulos reaches out to her. All right, let's see what this says. Is this Fotis? Oh, this is back in June. He sure looks different from this photo, I think. You don't have to go, Lisa. Well, he's Greek, I think, because that's like a Greek name. Fotis. Okay, a lawyer from South Windsor who is in the midst of a contentious divorce and under court order not to contact his estranged wife was arrested after Fotis Doulos worked to facilitate a meeting purportedly to patch things up. The woman later told state police she believed that her husband, Kent Mawhinney, wanted her dead and that Dulos, with whom the husband had a professional relationship, was working on behalf of her husband to get rid of her. Hold up. So the lawyer, Mawhinney, his wife, felt like he was going to kill her? Why are all these freaking guys killing their wives? Why aren't these wives killing their husbands? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, what the hell? Is it money motivated? Like, what is it? I wonder if the nanny had any information about, like, you know, if Jennifer had said anything about Fotis and things that he's said or done, or if she's seen anything. Before I finish reading this article, though, I wanted to talk about it. I know someone put in chat earlier that their previous nanny ran over Fotis's mom. Did you guys know that? Her name was Mercedes. And she was like kneeling down in front of I think it was like a Range Rover in the driveway. And she was like kneeling down by the car, and for some reason, and the nanny ran her over. Lisa said, my belief is that men started killing their wives when we forced them into skinny jeans and man buns. Yeah, it wasn't the same nanny. It was a different nanny at a different house. It was before they moved into the house that they were in. I can't remember the name of the road. And Dulos did not want charges filed in the death of his mom. Exactly. So the nanny ran her over and killed her. She already had like a cast, I believe. She was using crutches. And then she ran over and killed her. Okay, hold up. All you have to do is click the link. If you do it from a phone, it kind of messes up. If you do call in from your phone, make sure every app is closed down before you do so. Because if you don't, it's going to screw up. But if you close down every app, you should be okay. I'm going to put the... Oh, see? Lisa did it on her phone, and she sounded great. So just click on that link. Tiffany says, my boyfriend is 250 pounds and bald. No skinny jeans or man buns. The cast from previous failed attempt. And I think she had a cast because... Is that pineapple? I think she had a cast because she fell down the steps or something. How old are these? Does anybody eat lifesavers anymore? Because I feel like these are really old. I know you guys are talking about another case. Tomorrow night, I am going to be live with Melissa B. I think these are old. Dude, I don't even think they make these anymore. I think this is from a Lifesavers like Christmas book we used to get at Christmas time. The Lifesavers storybook from 1978. Oh my God. Okay. Is somebody calling in or what? See, everybody forgot there was even Lifesavers. They forgot that they even existed. Oh my God, we're all talking about Lifesavers. Okay, let me finish this article. Kind of getting off track here. Okay, so Mawhinney's lawyer, Lee Gold of Hartford, did not respond to a request for comment. Dulos' lawyer, Norm Pattis, called the wife's claims fanciful. Really? It sounded like she read the stories about Jennifer Dulos' disappearance and wanted her 15 minutes of fame. That's just ridiculous. So, Mawhinney, his lawyer, saying his wife made it up after hearing about Jennifer disappearing. Now, I don't know why this woman would want her 15 minutes of fame. I don't get it, but copycat Cato. Yeah, it won't work. Okay, all it's gonna do. Thank you, Makeup Mamacita. I didn't know the camera was on. I thought I clicked it off. I clicked it off and I clicked off my share screen. Jay, you smoke cigarillos? Oh my God. Lisa Moran, I'm going to kill you. So Mawhinney represented Dulos in a lawsuit brought by Gloria Farber, which is Jennifer's mom. And Gloria alleges that Fotis owed her husband's estate millions of dollars. Go back on screen. I gotta share my screen. I accidentally closed it down. All right, there we go. Now you guys can see what I'm seeing. So Fotis had borrowed a bunch of money, millions and millions of dollars from Jennifer's dad, and he has since passed away. But this Mawhinney just recently withdrew from the case where he was representing Fotis against the mom. Thanks, Chris CR. So according to the warrant for Mawhinney's arrest on a charge of violation of a protective order, Dulos invited Mawhinney's wife to meetings, including one at his Farmington home, where she was to talk with her husband. Now, did we see Mawhinney's affidavit? Because I'd like to read his and Michelle's. Did they release those? Because I didn't see those. If those exist, if someone could email those to me, that'd be awesome. So the wife, who is not identified in the court papers, initially met with Dulos at Max's Oyster Bar in West Hartford on May 19th. But after telling Dulos she would not meet with Mawhinney unless their lawyers were present, Dulos abruptly paid the bill and left. On May 20th, Dulos called the wife again, telling her Mawhinney was willing to meet with the lawyers present. On May 21st, Dulos called again to set up a meeting, but the woman told him she had talked to her lawyer and did not want to have any contact with her husband. The woman contacted South Windsor Police in June to file a complaint alleging Mawhinney violated the terms of the protective order. She also talked to the state police about her dealings with Dulos and expressed fear for her safety. So this was on May the 20th. This was before Jennifer went missing. So his lawyer saying, oh, this woman, she heard about Jennifer disappearing and she wanted her 15 minutes. Not true. Because 4 days before Jennifer went missing, this woman was already talking to the police. She had a damn protective order against this Mawhinney guy. And she said she was scared. So his lawyer is reaching, obviously. She believed it was suspicious that Dulos has such a sudden vested interest in her relationship with Mawhinney. She stated she felt she was being baited and was uncomfortable with the fact that Dulos kept inviting her back to his residence. I got to see what this lady looks like. That was married to the dude. She stated, can someone find his wife, Mawhinney's wife? What's her name? Does it say? Not identified in court papers. But if anybody can find her, you guys can. I know you can. I'm just reading chat. Yeah, that lawyer, what a scum. But I'm sure if Mawhinney, he's a lawyer, there's got to be a something, a profile, you know, where he talks about his family, you know. on his website or something like that, like a bio. If you guys can find her name at least or a picture, that'd be awesome. Even if you find it later, email it to me. Whatever you find, email it to me. Let's see. So all of a sudden, you know, Fotis was like all about their relationship, wanting them to freaking get together, wanting them to talk things out, wanting this, wanting that. And she thought it was suspicious. And then she said she felt she was baited. She was uncomfortable that he kept inviting her to his house. She stated that she believed Dulos was indebted to Mawhinney, and that she believed Dulos was working on behalf of Mawhinney to get rid of her. I can't even say his name. Who's talking about merch? If you want to talk about merch, email me, because I'm looking to do something different. Her name's Monica. Grammar police in the house. All right, so let's finish this up. Longest article ever that I've taken to read. She stated that she believed Dulos was indebted to Mawhinney and that she believed Dulos was working on behalf of him to get rid of her. She stated that Mawhinney wanted her dead. So if she was saying this stuff like before Jennifer went missing, he has restraining orders from 2014. Wait, hold up. Monica. So Monica Mawhinney. I'm just wondering, like, was she like a trophy wife? Because like, if she looks haggardly like the guy, if she's all like old and haggardly, why would she think that Fotis wanted to why was she creeped out about Fotis and wanting to go back to the house and stuff? Hold on, that's not the right person. Or that's not the right. Why do you have a flashlight out? Are you investigating? Oh my God.
I lost my dip.
Stop. Don't. What is his first name? I do have a merch store, Kathy. Oh my God, Beth Wade heard you. She's like, Georgia Dog. I can't with Georgia Dog. CS.
Hello.
Hi, CS.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Did you shut off your YouTube?
Hold on, I'm working on it. Give me just a second.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm good. Did you shut off your YouTube? She didn't. Okay, is it up?
Lady, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get you hooked up to some headphones real quick. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so this guy's first name is Kent. That attorney's first name is Kent.
Who's that? Ooh. You're cutting out. Do you have all your apps shut down on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, because you were cutting out. I didn't hear it.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, it's raining over where I'm. So my service kind of cuts in and out sometimes when it rains. The guy's name, his full name is Kent Douglas Mawhinney.
Is this Mandy?
What?
Is this Mandy?
No, my first name is Christiana.
Oh, okay. You sound like a girl I know. Sorry. Okay. Oh, you got muffled again. Oh, we have a bad connection. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Why is it acting stupid? Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So his full name is Kent Douglas Mawhinney.
Okay.
And it says that he contacted her 3 days before Fotis Doulos' own wife went missing. Fotis contacted this woman on May 19th and then proceeded to contact her again on May 20th as well as May 21st, 3 days before Fotis' own wife disappeared.
Wow. Okay. So say that last part again.
Okay. So Fotis contacted Kent Winnie's wife.
Right.
3 days on 3 separate occasions before Jennifer went missing. According to what I was able to dig up, he first met with the woman on May 19th in West Hartford. And then when she went to the police, according to the warrant affidavit, he then Fotis also contacted her on May 20th and May 21st. And they're saying that this is 3 days before Jennifer Dulos disappeared.
Okay. So were you listening to the part I read in that article just a minute ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So like on May 20th, it says here, right? On May 20th,
mm-hmm.
she already had a protection order against Kent.
Yes.
Right.
And then I also sent you another article because they said that the reason why he had the protection order against him was because of matters of abuse and like rape within their marriage.
Yes, he was actually charged with.
Yes.
Yeah, he has charges. What year was that from? I can't remember, but it wasn't that long ago. Was it like
it was just recent.
18 or 17?
Something like that, yeah.
Sick.
So,
these people are just.
I found it really interesting because when the last caller called in, I just happened to be looking up information about that guy. And I ran across the first article and I was like, what? And then I noticed the date and I was like, man, that's.
Oh, okay. I'm going to share the screen on that article you just sent me.
Okay. Yeah, because it was just recent.
It's going to be crazy because there's 3 players here. And we're going to be, we're going to be watching like all 3 of them with their different stories. And this is going to be an very interesting case to follow for sure.
Yeah. And somebody either dug a grave or knows something about a grave. I don't know exactly what all that entails at the moment. I just know that there's a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot going on here. Yeah. All right. Let me read this. An attorney who represented Fotis Doulos up until a few weeks ago in the mother-in-law lawsuit has been accused of spousal rape and charged with violating a protective order involving his estranged wife who believes he wanted her dead. Kent Douglas Mawhinney, 53. He's only 53.
Yeah.
Dude, he looks like he's like 70.
I know, right? He's like he's 2 years younger than my mom.
Okay. Your mom?
My mom's 55.
I could be your mom.
I'm 35.
I could be your. No, I couldn't be your mom if you're 35. That'd be pushing it. All right. So Kenneth Douglas Mawhinney, 53, South Windsor attorney, was charged last month with violating the terms of the protective order by using Fotis Doulos to contact his estranged wife in an attempt to arrange a meeting with her. Okay, so hang on. Now I'm confused on dates here. But what I want to find out is when did she file? Like when was he charged? So it says he was charged last month. What date did this article come out? August 1st, 2019. Oh, she dropped off. Okay, so August 1st, 2019. So so let's think about this. So August of 19, this dude gets accused of spousal rape. He gets a protective order. His wife gets a protective order against him. And then he drops Fotis as a client in the lawsuit against her mom. I'm just wondering how all of this fits together, if it fits together. It's just a lot of happenings at once. To dump Fotis as a client, but they're still friends. Then his wife, the spousal rape and the protective order, and Fotis bugging her about the relationship. I mean, what the hell was going on then? What was going on in July of 2018 in these guys' lives? That's what I want to know. Crazy. So just so you know, you guys, lime that they use is not the fruit. It's L-Y-M-E. It's a chemical. Oh, CS needs the link again. Um, 3 months later, she is gone after he's accused of rape. I just want to see I want to know what this lawyer's wife looked like, or, you know, how old she is. Anything. I mean, can you get on Spokio and find out at least how old she is? Hey, welcome back, CS.
Thank you. Sorry.
You lose your connection. That's all right.
Yes, when it rains here, for some reason, the Wi-Fi acts like a
I
total
know.
donkey.
I hear
I
you.
just, ugh. But, you know, welcome
What are you
to
going to
Indiana.
do?
I know. Well, here, you know, if you don't like the weather, you just wait 10 minutes. It'll
Right?
fix it in 7 minutes.
It'll be, yeah, it's like bipolar.
Right. So yeah,
Oh,
there's so many things going on with this case, so many little details that are integrated throughout these people.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, like, when you dropped off, like that, okay, so that article came out in August of 2018, and it said just a few weeks prior was when, you know, she got the protective order and he was charged with the spousal rape.
Right.
But at that same time that he was getting, his wife was getting a protective order against him, and he's, you know, she was coming at him with these accusations. He dropped Fotis as a client in the lawsuit. Yeah. So what is it? Like, to me, that timing seems like it has to be significant.
Well, what I believe, you know, with her claiming that she believed he was trying to have her murdered, just like Jennifer. You know what I mean? Because for some way, apparently Fotis owes that guy something. He owes him money. He's indebted to him in some way, shape, or form. And maybe that guy just wanted to get rid of her. You know, maybe there's an insurance policy. Maybe there's something linked there that they haven't really checked into much deeper yet.
But she sure thinks that, or says that, you know, Fotis was luring her to his house.
She is convinced.
But was that, and so what I want to know too is, was she convinced of that prior to Jennifer going missing, or was it, oh my God, Jennifer ended up missing? That could have been me.
This is prior, Jay. You got to think, this is 3 days before Jennifer goes missing.
I understand that. I'm saying, like, did she, because this arrest affidavit, right? She was recently interviewed. And between May and now was when they talked to her and had her information in the arrest affidavit, right? So that was a recent conversation.
Right.
And was she saying then, oh my God, like, did it come to her after they, obviously Jennifer's presumed dead.
Right.
Did it dawn on her, oh my God, Fotis was probably kept asking me to come to his house because they were gonna kill me? Or did she think at the time it was creepy, like Fotis was being like kind of a creeper on her? That's what I was kind of confused on. Like, she said it made her uncomfortable that he kept asking her to come to his residence. I wasn't sure why she was uncomfortable.
I think she was under the impression that something was going to happen to her. That's why
So she
felt
was
so
scared.
uncomfortable.
She was scared.
And who knows? She maybe she heard something or knows something that they don't want, somebody else knowing. You never know.
See, and I feel like his attorney was totally deflecting by saying that today. Like,
yeah,
by saying, oh, she just wants her 15 minutes of fame. That's the only reason she's coming out and saying that now. But the documents prove otherwise. So either the attorney was caught off guard. He had to have known that question was going to be asked.
He was ill prepared.
He was right. So he was either caught off guard and ill prepared, or he doesn't think people are actually going to look that up.
Yeah, they want to tell you what they think you want to hear. Most people sometimes aren't going to second guess somebody. They're just going to take him at his word.
Mm-hmm.
But, there are people out here like us that are nosy.
I think there's.
I'm a nosy woman. Let me tell you, I want to know it all.
There's 423 others in here that are the same way, and that's really scary. We have these massive chat rooms of nosy sleuthing.
You can't help it.
Digging.
Look what kind of society we live in nowadays.
True.
It used to be back in the day. People didn't have to worry about these things. People didn't have to worry about even locking their doors at night. Now you got to worry about people killing each other, home invasions. You can't even go shopping without taking a chance of being robbed or shot or murdered. Your kids can't even play outside. It's a sad world that we live in today. And it's only going to get worse unless people start stepping up and making a difference.
Well, I think that, the problem now is, people don't get in their neighbor's business. They don't know their neighbors for the most part. You don't know your neighbors. And if you do hear something or see something, most people are just like, it's not my business. I don't want to get involved.
Right.
I don't want to get involved.
Oh my goodness.
Keep me out of it. So, it's kind of off topic. But not, maybe if people were speaking up more, we wouldn't have, this case is different. All this money and, this is a different caliber of, a husband killing a wife.
Yeah, this is a different rabbit hole, but still disturbing all the same.
It is.
Absolutely. Even just looking at Heidi Broussard's case, that floored me. It absolutely floored me, especially when you were on the phone.
Did you
with
hear
that
it?
Girl. Oh my God.
Did you hear it all?
I was watching live. I was like,
so what was that like? Like what? I haven't really talked to anybody other than the moderators. Like what was like the feeling that night? Because everyone's like really taken by that.
I had chills run down my spine.
Wow.
My stomach dropped and I was like,
so when I went,
yeah, because when, started putting the pieces together, and then when, you guys started asking her about, hey, who is this person? And she's like, oh my God. I was like, oh no. And then like my mom, I've been getting my mom into watching this stuff too. And I went and I was like, Mom, you'll never guess. And she was like, oh no. You know what I mean? And
that's an outcome. If you would have said
never,
if you would have said that, I would have been like, what? You're crazy, Because
at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of dead set on looking at Shane.
Same.
I was like, hey, Shane, buddy, you got a problem. But then
100%. I thought that too.
and I think it was more of the mannerisms during the interview process that really kind of threw me off. Threw me off so bad that my fiance came home from work the next morning and I was like, baby, you can you watch this interview with me and, give me your ideas and your thoughts and your opinions on it, you know? And so we watched the interview and he was like, well, didn't Chris Watts act like that kind of? And I was like, in some way, but it was kind of different. And then he's like, we'll put on some interviews with some guys that's been interviewed that have something to do with the case. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he kind of like watched a couple of different interviews. Then afterwards, he was like, I don't think he had anything to do with it. And I was like, Richard, in my gut, I think he's had something to do with it. He's
You know
like,
what's
no.
funny? You know what's funny is I think all the guys picked up on that. Every guy that I know that has followed this, other YouTubers, my boyfriend even, I mean, all of them said he didn't do it. I'm like, how can you? And they all followed Watts. So it's not like they weren't skewed. Like we're all, skewed from that.
Right.
So
and
it's funny. The guys picked up and the guys were right.
Well, yeah. And it just kind of boggled my mind. And I was like, no. But then when it came out that Megan had something to do with it, I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, there are a couple.
It's funny, CS. I listened to that part today, actually.
Yeah.
I'm doing an interview with another YouTuber. I can't say who it is yet, but I'm doing that tomorrow, and we're talking about this. So I replayed it today to I forgot like the order that things went in, and I listened to it, and I was picturing myself like being just a listener, a viewer.
Yeah.
And it was pretty intense. Like
it was absolutely intense because when you guys started talking about it and the address came up, I was Googling like address, looking, and I was like, oh my goodness. And then I was looking at the articles, and as the articles were coming out and as you were describing it, I was just like, oh my goodness. And then when that girl said, hey, I know who that is, it clicked. And I was like, oh no. It just, and you were so great about it. Like, you did a great job. You did an amazing job on that.
I don't know. I didn't even have time to think about what I was doing, to be honest, and playing it back, I think I'm glad I kept asking the questions I did.
I know. Yeah, because you had to keep digging and digging, but man.
I kept redirecting back to, wait a minute. Once she said that Megan had a baby, that was one, I knew right then. It was like my one track mind was just right there. Because then she's like, oh, they're besties. And oh my God, Heidi wouldn't be over there. Like she knew that was Megan's house. Even after she found out it was Megan's house, she said, oh, Heidi wouldn't be there. And we were like, what? What do you mean? And she's like, that's her best friend. Heidi, she wouldn't be there.
Right. And what troubled me too was after it was all said and done and they talked about the manner of death and the way that Heidi was found. That just, it bothered me so badly because I was like, how in the world can you look yourself even in the mirror after that? You know what I mean? You're a friend of somebody for 20 years, and you would do that to your best friend. Hell, I'd hate to see what you do to your worst enemy,
That is crazy. Crazy.
It hurt my heart. And then like I was listening to other YouTube channels, and one of Heidi's parents' friends, was participating in.
She was in mine that night. Gingy Me?
Yes, Gingy Me. And I felt my heart sunk when Gingy was talking about, she said, Heidi's mom was just heartbroken because it was so bad that they couldn't even have like an open casket for her. And it just, it hurt my heart bad. I can't imagine what those people are going through, what they've had to endure, and with their babies, they're still enduring. On Christmas Day, well, Christmas Eve, I was making, stuff for my family, getting stuff ready for my son and my daughter for Christmas. And I just, I started crying. I literally broke down in my kitchen and I started crying because I was like, Heidi won't have that. Her babies won't have that from their mom, you know? And it really hurt my heart. And then, I mean, the next morning on Christmas Day, we found out Christmas morning that my fiance's nephew was brutally murdered the night before at 5:30 in the afternoon.
Oh my God, I'm so
And
sorry.
it's been horrendous, and it was a double murder suicide. The guy shot Chris, he shot the girl, and then he shot himself. All three of them dead in front of four children, in front of Chris's two kids, and in front of that girl's two kids. It was
this
her
is who now?
ex-boyfriend, my fiance's nephew, and it was in Florida. And
where did
they
that
found out
happen in
Christmas
Florida?
morning.
If you don't mind the area.
It was in Lake. Hold on.
Lake Wales?
No. Give me just a second because I'm not really familiar.
No, that's okay. You don't have to.
I'm not really familiar in the area of what it was. It was Lakeland, Florida.
Oh, okay.
And so my my fiance's nephew was a volunteer firefighter.
I saw that on the news.
Yeah, that was my fiance's nephew.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
And
to you and your husband and the whole family.
Thank you. I mean, it's been super rough, And then I felt so bad for Heidi. And then Christmas morning we got the news about Christopher, and it was just like my heart just sunk. You know what I mean? And it's just been it's been crazy because it's such an ugly world out there. And I just don't understand how people can do things like that. I don't understand how this world can be so full of just hate and
I know. Gosh, you've had a rough time.
So yeah, and then
you hang in there though. I mean, you're strong,
Oh yeah, I'm definitely strong, and it's we're gonna get through it. You know what I mean? It takes time.
Rough. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, and we're just hoping that
that's just that's just beyond tragic. God,
he did it in front of the kids. You know what I mean? I feel so bad for the kids because
it's awful. It's those kids. I mean, it's so sad because they'll never ever be the same.
No, they will never be the same. They've already started therapy.
The day before, what their world was that day will never ever be again. And the reason I say it, like my son has PTSD from he's a accident survivor. Yeah. And I think about that, he was 16 and it's like that day he was carefree. And then it's like, boom, like he will never be that person he was the day before that. And I think about, all these people in all of these crimes that we talk about, especially, the responders in the Chris Watts case.
Mm-hmm.
To deal with the oil tanks.
It's horrendous. They've got to go through years of therapy. I guarantee it.
Never, ever, ever, ever be the same.
Yeah, no, you're never the same after anything like that happens.
Oh,
I'm
so everything sorry that you guys had that happen to you. Oh my God. I literally saw it on the news. Like I'm not far from Lakeland. I'm over by Clearwater. I'm not far.
Yeah.
And
we got the news, and what made us feel really bad was we had just recently went on vacation to Orlando, and my husband's adopted mom, she kept saying, hey, you guys should stop by and go visit Chris and the kids. And we had kind of,
Yes. I'm going to put an invite in the chat again for you. Hey, I want to thank everybody who's here. Even if you're not chatting, if you're watching, I appreciate you. We have 427 people here tonight. Tampa, gosh, we should have a Florida meetup. That'd be fun stuff. Whew, that got deep there. I can feel like how heavy this is on her. Like she's trying to stay positive, but she's lost a lot of faith in humanity, and that's to be expected. My audio's off? You can't hear me? What the heck? You can hear me now? Oh, it's probably the Streamlabs or StreamYard. It's totally StreamYard. Let me put a link for CS if she want to call in. So you guys didn't hear anything I said. I don't even remember what I was saying. I got to call my internet company because my internet has been going in and out too. And right now my computer's plugged in, like it's hardwired, and it just buffered for me for a second.
Back, sorry.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back.
But thank you. But yeah, we were gonna go see him, but we had some limited funding going on. So we had decided our next vacation we would go visit.
Oh.
And unfortunately, there won't be another chance. So
I'm so sorry.
Well, thank you. I mean,
there's just no words, like nothing can help you. I mean, with that, you know what I mean? Like nothing but time.
Yeah. And nothing can replace it. I feel so bad for the babies and everything because
how old are they?
One's 4 and the other one's 6. I want to say 6 and 4.
And who are they staying with?
The grandmother.
The maternal or maternal grandmother?
Yeah, his mother. Yeah, because their mother is addicted to some substances.
So grandma's gonna get to keep them.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know. I just had like a thought in my head. Like I have so many kind people that watch me, and I would love for all of us to kind of come together and do something for those kids.
Well, they do have a GoFundMe that's set up that they are trying to get funding for the kids for a future trust.
Okay.
And the family
do you want to email me that link and I can actually put it in chat and I can I can put it in the description. I mean, I would just love to do something like toys, like fun stuff, like after what they've been through, like something to put a smile on their face. I mean, the education, that's great, the support and everything, but
you can answer your phone for that.
Like I would
last 15-20 minutes.
I would love to do something specifically for those kids.
Okay, I can send you the link and I can get some information and get you some contact information.
Yeah, just send me an email and we can chat there.
Okay. Well, I hate to cut it short, but my honey just got home from work and
no problem.
We've got to get him fed. So
okay, thanks for calling in, girl. I'll talk to you soon. All right, take care. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So we can talk about this. I'm going to get some more information from her, but I'd love to get something together where something can be sent on behalf of J is for Justice and all of you to those kids. These kids watched something horrific. Like they'll never, ever be the same, those poor babies. That bothers me. So Shell N has sent me something. This is Kent Mawhinney's arrest. So take a look at that mugshot. Take a look at that mugshot. It almost looks like he staged it. Like, Michelle Hill, that's an amazing idea. The Amazon wish list. That's what we're going to do. She's going to get me the contact info. We'll get that together. These babies are 4 and 6. 4 and 6. Hang on one second. Do I sound like Keck? Oh. So these, oh my gosh, I just pulled up the article from her story. Oh boy, we're going to have to watch this. Maybe I should start a new live and talk about that. Let's finish up. I'm getting off track here. No, I meant my keyboard, Michelle. Keyboard warrior. So real quick here, let's finish up on Fotis and this whole fiasco. And I will look up, you guys sent me some stuff on this dude's wife. I'll research that. I want to make sure I'm showing the right person. I don't want to show the wrong, Mawhinney, Mrs. Mawhinney, if it's not the right one. Thank you, Karina K. I love you. She just became a sponsor. I wish I had music that could play when someone becomes a sponsor. You just became a sponsor. So anyways, I'm getting off track for sure. I do not have a burner phone. I need to get one though. I need a burner phone and a P.O. box. I have neither. So anyway, let's read this. So Kent Mawhinney. State police spent a while today searching for Kent Mawhinney before arresting him for conspiracy to commit murder. This warrant lays out a detailed conspiracy. It includes allegations that Mawhinney acted to give Dulos a fake alibi. It also says Mawhinney helped find a rod and gun club in East Granby, where members found what looked like preparations for a human grave in the woods. The grave was dug, and there was a tarp and bags of lime. These reporters need to put LYME. After Jennifer Dulos disappeared, members reported their find to police. Investigators searched the grave, which had been filled in, but found no body. Cell phone records show Mawhinney's phone pinging near the site about a week after Jennifer disappeared. So they do have the pages of the affidavit. This is for Kent, conspiracy to commit murder. Let's see, can I open up all these pics? Here we go. $2 million bond. Maybe let's go back. All right, that talks about Jennifer being a missing person. So the evidence is the same as Fotis's. All of this is the same. All of that is the same. Alibi scripts. All of this is the lunch. Oh, here we go. Okay. see if we can get to. All right, that's his part. This talks about him talking to his friend at the gun club. The friends that found the whole, all of this we've talked about. Where's the ex-wife? All right, I'm not going to scroll through all that right now, but I would like to come back and read your guys' comments. It's more fun to me. So let's wind this down. Okay, sounds good, True Helper. If you guys are trying to find how to become a sponsor, you can go to my channel page, like the home page, and it says join, or you can just put in my channel and then you add /join after it. Hi, figure skating coach. All right, I think I'm going to close this down now. And I am going to go start a new live in just a few minutes. I'm going to use the facilities and get something to drink, and I'll be back. I do want to talk about CS's incident, and I want to talk more about those kids. So meet me back here in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes and counting. All right. I'll see you in 5. Thank you, Lisa Moran.